Hello, this is Elaine Sugar, award winning children's program facilitator and overall supporter of children's dreams. Welcome to the Empower Teen Self Esteem podcast. We bring you ideas and resources that help teens shine and help ease parents' minds. This is Elaine Sugar with the newest episode of Empower Teen Self Esteem. This show is all about providing ideas and resources and just to helping our parents and teens get through some of these years that can be a lot of fun but can also involve challenges. So today we have a guest with us, Scott Longman, and he is a City of London ambassador. So I think most of our guests that we've had on so far have been from the U.S. So it's nice to have a guest that is not based in the U.S. so that we get different perspectives and different cultures, different experiences. So I want to welcome you, Scott. Thank you so much for agreeing to be here today.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, and I know you're involved in a lot of things, but I also know that you're starting a charity. So before we get into talking about that and giving advice to teens and their parents, first just let everyone know a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into giving some advice, and then we'll talk about your business ventures.
Okay. Well, I'm British. Originally from Somerset in the UK. Um, I am a freeman of the City of London and also a liveryman of the City of London, along with other organisations that I'm a member of. Um, I have my own company, which I run alongside my my involvement as a City of London ambassador. So yeah, I've been involved in the city since 2005.
Uh-huh.
It's my biggest passion, and there's so much opportunity for anyone that wants to get involved and wants to take it seriously. Um, but there's a lot of unique structure to the city that um, people need to be educated about.
Excellent. And just for my young people out there who are not quite certain what an ambassador is, when you say that you are a City of London ambassador, what is that responsibility? What is your main job when you're an ambassador?
So my main job as an ambassador is really to promote the City of London in every way possible, with regards to you know interacting with young people, giving everyone the support and advice that they I do a lot of work with other charities, etc., of which I'm involved in. Again, most of the charities that I'm involved in are connected with helping young people,
Excellent.
especially disadvantaged young people. So I've had quite a sort of a lot of experience with regards to that. Um, but yeah, really, like I said, my job as an ambassador is just really promoting the city, educating people about the city, because the City of London has a unique structure to it, and we need to make sure that not only people from our generation now, but future generations to come, um, need to be educated about the structure of the city because again there's so much opportunity for anyone that wants to take it up.
Yes. Okay. All right. Excellent. So again, that might be the first time that some of our young people have heard that terminology. So we appreciate you helping us to understand that. And then, just from your perspective, what advice or what suggestions would you make to teens who are out there today, or parents who are out there today?
um, it's been a very difficult time for all of us. I think, you know, stay positive, concentrate on your dreams and your ambitions and goals, whatever they may be. Um, you know, I myself have started from the bottom, and it's taken me many years to get where I am now today. But it's mainly through people that I've met through my involvement in the city that's helped me, and that's why I'm where I am today. And with young people, you know, you need to keep positive. You need to stay actively um, focused on what you want to become and what you want to do in life. Um, Hopefully, staying on the right track and not going down bad roads,
Yeah.
because that doesn't help anyone. If you want to get where you want to be, then you have to put the dedication, the hours, um, and the passion. Really, you can achieve anything you want to achieve if you put the hard work and dedication and passion into it.
I love that advice. And what would you say to a young person who maybe feels like, oh, well, I'm only a teenager and that's what I'm going to do when I grow up. So why would I need to focus on anything right now? Like, that's going to be after maybe I finish high school. Why start that type focus now when you're a teen? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's the same situation as I'm in, really, with regards to my journey within the City of London. Um, I am standing for election next year for Common Council, and then over the period of 12 years, I need to progress and work my way up to become Lord Mayor
Mm-hmm.
in 12 years, well, 13 years. Um, but it's all through, again, hard work, dedication, passion. And even when you're a teenager, if you know what you want to do in life,
Mm-hmm.
then concentrate on putting the right steps in now, even as a teenager, because the more it's like my ambition is to be Lord Mayor in the future. Now, the job of the Lord Mayor is to represent the City of London financial as a financial hub of the world and represent its financial district and financial services, etc., and all the large banks and financial companies. So that has to be done by Lord Mayor internationally.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, what I do at the moment, even though me becoming Lord Mayor is 12, 13 years down the line,
Excellent point.
I'm still prepared. I'm still making the connections. I'm still making contacts. I'm building international friendships and professional relationships with people that I know I'm going to be dealing with in the future as a future Lord Mayor.
I love
Um,
that example. So even
and
as adults, yeah, so
yeah,
even as adults, we have dreams that may be years away, but we build up to that and we do things to prepare. So in
yeah,
that, the same thing is true of teenagers. So what Scott is saying is it may be 5 years from now that you graduate from high school, but there are things you can do now based on that thing you have interest in. So if you want to own your own business, if you want to be a fashion designer, if you want to be an athlete, even if it's nothing more than going to YouTube videos. There's so many people that are sharing wonderful knowledge these days on YouTube. Read about the things that you're interested in on the internet. Look for a mentor. And Scott, I know you're big into being a mentor and establishing
yeah.
mentorship. So just throwing some ideas out there for young people. Basically, he's saying go ahead and start now. Don't feel like you have to wait. And I'm saying look at things that you can do. You can Google whatever it is you think you want to do. You can Google that. You can read about it. You can look at YouTube videos. You could seek out mentors who do it. So there are some things you can start doing now.
I mean, the other sort of example really is when I was younger. My I come from very much a farming family background,
Mm-hmm.
and I all I wanted to do while I was at school was be a farmer, work on a farm. Now, for me, even from 11, 12 years old, what I was doing was before school and after school and at weekends, I was working on a farm.
Wow.
I was bringing my own, I was bringing my own money in, you know, and gaining the experience of working on the farm even before I left school. And when I left school, I went straight into that job full time, because that at the time was what I wanted to do. So
Fantastic.
there's no reason why young people of today can do the same. You can look at some part-time work in whatever profession that you want to be in. Um, get some work experience, even if it's unpaid.
Y-
Get the work experience
You
because that will
know,
benefit you so much in the future.
Yes, that is a very good piece of advice to get work experience, even if it's unpaid. So I don't know if this concept is totally familiar to all my young people out there, but let me just take a moment and break that down. And I don't think anyone I've interviewed so far has touched on that. So I appreciate you bringing that up, Scott. So when you are still in your teens, when you're a younger person, you have things you want to do in the future. When you graduate from high school, when you're 18 or when you're old enough to start going after those jobs, people are going to ask you, what is your experience? They want to know if you've done something like this before, if you're totally starting from scratch. So if you can say, like Scott, oh, I've been working on a farm for X number of years, and and you can talk to them and give them some examples of some of the things you've done.
Mm.
That gives you an advantage over other people who may be applying for that same job or maybe going after the same thing you're going after. So you might need to offer to do it for someone without getting paid just to get the experience, because maybe that person doesn't need you to work on their farm or work in their store. Maybe they already have enough people, so they might not necessarily be willing to pay you, but you will volunteer for the experience and the knowledge. So I think that's a very good point. And it's also something that you can do once you get a job. Say you start working, but you actually want to be the manager someday. You can actually ask your manager if you can do some parts of their job just so you already get the experience of what it's like to be a manager.
Yeah.
So very very good advice
I
there.
mean, I mean, yeah. I mean, for me, again, I mean, it's a bit different these days. Um, but for young people leaving school, etc., than it was when I left school. Um, it's at the moment it seems to be all about getting qualifications and
Yes.
you know it's not always. I've never been to college.
Mhm.
Um, the only qualifications I've got is in door security and um, as a personal license holder for selling alcohol. But
Mhm.
that's both courses I've done as an adult. But with regards to getting work as a young person, yes, the qualifications etc. are important, but experience is as important as if not more important.
Yeah, that
Because
yeah.
that if you can go to an employer and present both the qualifications and the experience that you've had, then you're on a win-win situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love that advice. I'm so glad you brought that up. Now, I know you have your own aspirations and you're on your own career path, working on your goals. But, I was reviewing your website and I was seeing some of the incredible charity work that you've done. And I know you are starting your own charity. So, why don't you take a little bit of time to tell us about some of the mentoring that you do, the charity that you're starting?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was invited a while ago to join an organization called Founders and Mentors, and I've just really built my experience up through being a member of that. I'm now a qualified um, and certified mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't I don't claim to know everything, but I'm there to help people as and when I can, and
Excellent.
that's the whole point of being a mentor. Um, it's and with the charities that I'm involved in, um, there's three different charities that I'm involved in, which are all um, focused on helping young people um, to get into work, get into one no, sorry, two of the main charities I deal with, they actually work with disadvantaged young people. So sometimes they'll deal with young people in gangs
Mm-hmm.
that want to get out of that situation, all this sort of thing. So it's
Excellent.
a good variety of dealing with young people.
Now, Scott, can you
Um,
tell us the names of the charities so maybe we could just touch on them one by
yep,
one so
there's
every.
there's okay. So there's the D Foundation, which they also also known for because they actually do a magazine called ASBO magazine, and it's created from by young people for young people.
I love that.
So it's very much the magazine is very much sort of young fashion orientated.
Uh huh.
But the work we do um, as as a as a charity, is trying to help disadvantaged young people to get out of situations that they're in and start to create a life for themselves and opportunities for themselves.
That's
The other
awesome.
charity that the other charity I work with, um, which they're called the Wickers Charity. They're based in East London, and again, really, the charity is very much the same sort of thing. Dealing with disadvantaged young people again, trying to change their, turn their lives around, give them experience of doing stuff, make them, think about the goals that they want to achieve, and helping them in every aspect that we can.
That's fantastic.
And then the new charity that I'm just about to launch is called the AID Foundation. So it's AIDE. So it's ambition, inclusion, diversity, and equality. I have created. I'm creating this foundation really to represent all communities under the inclusion and diversity banner,
Wonderful.
um, both for adults and young people, um, because it's something that I myself personally connected to, um, because I've come up against certain things in my life um, because of my sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
I've been openly gay since I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you can imagine, going back when I first came out at 15 years old,
Yes.
things were very, very much different.
Mm-hmm.
And to now when you have young people coming out, yes, it's still hard. Yes, you have to do it the way that you want to do it, and at the time that you feel right to come out.
Yes.
Um, it's a lot easier. It's a lot more.
Support.
It's everywhere really. It's on the TV. It's on,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I said, my charity that I'm setting up is it's there for women's rights. It's there for all the communities. And what I want to do with it is push it very much through the large international business conferences that I'm doing, because you have places, just for an example, like Dubai,
Yes.
where being gay and some women's rights are still illegal. And there are many other different countries that that is a situation with certain communities, um, whether it be gay, whether it be women, whether it be black people,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the community is, there's so much discrimination still out there
Yes.
in other countries, and in our own country, in our own countries as well.
Yes.
But I want to really focus on it with my large conferences and try and change international policies and international minds, and really, present it as it is really.
Yeah, and you know what?
Everyone's the
It's
same.
important. It's important to appreciate diversity, and I think the fact that you have your own experience that you went through, and to your point, it can be a lot easier depending on people's personal situations these days, um, to come out, to be a woman, to be a person of color. But there are still challenges. So for you to actually, put support in place through your charity, I think is fantastic. And I just want to make sure that people know, if they want to support aid, exactly how can they get in contact with you.
Okay, well, I've got my own personal website up and running at the moment.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on sorting out the domain and website, etc., for the charity.
Okay.
Um, you can contact me through my website, which is www.scottlongman.org.uk. You can also email me at info@scottlongman.org.uk.
Okay.
And I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Okay.
So
Great.
yeah, just do a search Scott Longman City London, and you will find me somehow.
Okay. And
Um, but yeah, always happy to connect with people internationally, especially yeah, the US is one of the main places that I will be doing my international conferences. So it's important for me to, and it's a pleasure for me to be able to come on and be interviewed by you today.
well, we appreciate, you're such a pleasant person to talk to. So do you want to also let those who are adults, I know there are some parents listening too, who want to network globally. You have some networking events. Do you want to tell us a little about those, and then those who are
Yeah,
interested, how
yeah.
they can reach you?
Okay, yep. So obviously before the pandemic, I was doing face-to-face networking events, and during the pandemic, obviously that all had to stop. But I've now managed to sort out having online events. It's a weekly event. Um, it's through a platform called Remo. So it will be every Tuesday evening from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can get tickets through a link, but if you go onto the website and go to the events page, all the up and coming the events that are coming up are on there anyway. So just click on the event that you want to come to. That will take you to a LinkedIn, an Eventbrite website where you can get your tickets, etc., and then you'll get an email through to confirm your order. The other events that I'm doing is obviously the face-to-face ones again. That starts on the 8th of July.
Okay.
So anyone that's either in the UK or coming to the UK, that's going to be again monthly events. So it will be the second Thursday of each month. And like I said, the first one is going to be Thursday, the 8th of July.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you again so much for the charity work that you have already done, the things that you have, and the works that you're going to be doing. We appreciate you taking the time to join us today and provide some very valuable advice and give some ideas for how our teenagers can start to prepare to succeed and fulfill their goals in the future. I think it's been very insightful. Thank you so much for being here.
No problem. No problem. Thank
Uh,
you. Thank you for the invitation.
yes, and so we are going to wrap up this episode of Empower Teen Self Esteem. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Empower Teen Self Esteem. Please follow Kids More Sugar on social media. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel to show that you support this content. And you can visit our website at kidsmoresugar.com to learn more about our free online kids program. Thank you.